Okay, hi guys. Today we're going to be learning about hypothermia. Today we're going to learn about hypothermia, and by the end of the lesson, you guys all should be able to tell me what hypothermia is, a couple ways you can prevent it, and how you can treat it. So first of all, does anyone know what hypothermia is? What is it?
It's when you get cold and your skin turns white with dots.
Close. That's frostbite though. Okay. First of all, we're going to learn what hypothermia is. So, hypothermia is when your body temperature drops and your body gets so cold that you can't warm yourself up. That can happen anytime when the water is colder than your body temperature. It doesn't have to just be during the winter when it's really cold. It can happen in the summer when you're sailing. That's why we have to learn about this, because it can be very dangerous. And if you get severe hypothermia, then you can actually go unconscious and you can die from it. Some of the symptoms of hypothermia are when you feel really cold and you're shivering, but just because you have some of the symptoms, it doesn't mean that you have hypothermia. You could just be getting cold. Also, sometimes your face turns pale, and your lips and fingernails can also turn blue. And once you start getting worse and worse hypothermia, then you'll start to see more of the symptoms, including like slurred speech. Someone's talking to you and they can't quite pronounce all the words, and they're shivering and their lips are turning a bit blue, then they might have hypothermia. So do you guys all understand what hypothermia is now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the second part that we have to learn is how to prevent hypothermia. So what would you guys do if it was a really cold day? Do you have any ideas? Yeah, Claire?
Wear lots of clothes.
So you normally wear clothes when you're sailing, so would you just dress normally? What would you do? Yeah, Scott?
You'd have LOL. Lots of layers.
Okay, that would be a good way to remember it. We can write that down. Any other ideas? Yeah.
Wear sailing boots.
Okay.
To keep your toes warm. So they don't get blue.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but your body heat exits from your body in a couple main places, and those places would be, do you know them? Scott? Yeah?
Fingers and toes and ears and...
Not quite,
Parts hanging
Claire.
off your body.
Your head and your feet and hands.
And your pets.
Yeah. Okay, so your head and your neck are big ones, and your armpits are also, and your chest. Those are main places where the heat exits from your body. So what would you do to keep the heat in on those places? Yeah?
Wear a toque.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
And keep it dry.
So what would you do if you were sailing with someone else in a boat, and then you were looking at them and they had some of the symptoms of hypothermia? What would be your first thing that you'd do? Yeah? Claire?
Tell them to warm up.
How would you do that, Scott?
Alert the authorities.
Who are the authorities? What would you do?
My instructor.
Okay.
On cold days in sailing, bring 2 pairs of clothes.
So the third part that we're going to learn today is how you treat hypothermia. So let's just pretend that all these good ideas here didn't work and your friend in your boat still has hypothermia. First, you want to get the victim out of the cold environment as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
So that would be like taking them out of the boat and putting them inside. And then you want to take off all their wet clothing and replace it with dry clothing as soon as possible. So that would be like their wet life jacket and raincoats and their boots and their toque, if that all got wet.
Make
and
a
then
hot fire.
You could make a hot fire if you wanted to, but you don't want to put them too close, because if you
warm them up too quickly, it's bad.
Yeah, then their body will go into shock, and then you'll have more problems to deal with. So you want to take off all their wet clothing, and then you want to find as many towels and stuff as you can, and you want to wrap them up in like this, and then you can sit with them near a fire or a stove or something warm, and then you just want to like rub them so you get their blood circulating again. And then if you can, if there's a bath or a shower nearby, you can get them a warm bath or a shower and put them in that, but you don't want to get it too hot because, again, like Scott said, then their body can go into shock. And then also, if you have stuff, then you can give them a warm drink. So maybe like hot chocolate or hot water or tea or something. But you don't want to give them any alcoholic drinks. So you just give them something that's warm, not too hot. And that should hopefully warm them up a bit. And then also, if they're still not warming up and you don't have any, like a fireplace or something, then you can find someone that is dry and doesn't have hypothermia, and they can sort of cuddle with them like inside a towel or blanket or sleeping bag or something, just to sort of get their blood moving again. Okay, so I think we've pretty much covered everything about hypothermia. Now, just to see if you guys understood everything that we've been teaching you today, we're going to play a little true or false game, okay? So each of you get one of these.
What does F stand for?
False. You get one of each, so I'm going to ask you a question, and then when I say go, then you're going to hold up a true or false thing, just one. And
I love this game.
okay, that's good. If the answer is true, then it's true, and if it's false, then I'm going to ask one of you to explain why it's false. The first question. Hypothermia is caused by not eating enough. 1, 2, 3, true. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's false. Who wants to tell me why it's false? What's hypothermia caused by, Scott?
Coldness. Brr.
Yeah, okay. The second question is alcoholic drinks
False.
are good to give to a hypothermia victim. True or false?
In between.
False? Okay, good. Everyone's got that one. What kind of drinks do you want to give to someone that has hypothermia? Yeah, Connor?
Warm.
Okay. And you want to give them non-alcoholic drinks. The third question. You should replace the victim's wet clothing as soon as possible. 1, 2, 3. True or false? True. Good. Yeah, so you just want to put them in dry clothes as soon as possible.
ASAP.
The fourth question is, hypothermia only happens in colder climates. 1, 2, 3.
Hypothermia can happen anywhere when the water temperature is colder than your body temperature.
The next question, wearing lots of layers is a good way to
Sorry,
prevent
teacher.
hypothermia. 1, 2, 3.
LOL.
True. Yeah. LOL, right. Lots of layers. Okay, good.
Ah.
To warm up the victim, you should put them in a hot bath or shower. 1, 2. False. Good. So what do you want to do to warm them up?
Warm. Warm bath, not hot.
Warm.
Why don't you want to put them in a hot
They can
bath?
die of shock.
No, they can go into
they're
Go
not-
into shock.
Yeah, they're going to go into shock. So the seventh question is, turning pale, shivering, blue lips, and coughing are all signs that someone may have hypothermia. Is that true or false?
1,
False,
2,
true, false. Okay. Why do you think that's true?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Turning pale, shivering, blue lips, and coughing are all signs that someone
Oh.
may have hypothermia. False? Okay. Which one is not a sign of hypothermia? Yeah?
Coughing.
Okay, good job. The next question. Hypothermia is when your body temperature drops and you can't warm yourself up. Is that true or false? True? Okay, good. If you think someone has hypothermia while you are sailing, you should dump your boat and sit on top of it. True or false? False, false, false. Okay, good. So that's the end of the questions. So let's just finish by going over what we did today. Did everyone learn what hypothermia is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me quickly? Just a brief summary. What is it?
When your body's core temperature drops.
Okay, good. What about a couple ways you can prevent it? Can everyone tell me one way you can prevent it? Scott?
LOL. Lots of layers.
Okay, good. Claire?
Don't go out sailing if it's cold.
Okay, Connor?
If you see the signs of hypothermia, then you just head in.
Okay, good. Everyone's got that. And did everyone learn how to treat hypothermia?
Yeah.
What do you do, Scott?
Warm them by a fire, not too close, because that's bad.
Okay, Claire, can you tell me one thing?
Take off all the wet clothes and put on dry clothes.
Okay, Connor, can you tell me?
You can give them something warm to drink.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So you guys have all learned about hypothermia. Good lesson today. Now let's go sailing.
Yeah!